Hello, my name is Veronica and welcome to the Learning Lab, episode 20. In this lab, I'm going to show you some of the different techniques I combine using Spellbinder's Nestability dies and the Cuttlebug folder to create this wonderful card you see in front of you. So let's not dawdle, come on into the lab and let's get busy. So before we get started, let me dissect this card for you. And it's just a little card that I stamped a Christmas tree on. And this one is actually from the Rubber Stampede. Love this tree. It's so versatile. You can use it for almost anything. So the first thing I did was cut my square and dry emboss it. And then I stamped my image and embossed that. I returned this back to it. I used my cut and dry by placing it down and just slowly rubbing around to get this and the nice white border. I then took my black paper and ran it through the Cuttlebug and came up with this and dry embossed it also. Here's where I'd like to show you how I use the Pearl X Interference Violet to give a really nice sheen around my card. So I took my watermark, a little teardrop one, which I love, and just went around the edges. And I only need the edge because that's all that's going to show. Let me pull in a piece of paper here. So then I dipped my brush into here, sprinkled a little off, went around, and right away, I'll hold it up so you can see, because it's an interference violet, it starts to turn purple on my card. Beautiful stuff. So once you've rubbed that into your satisfaction, you can spray that with a fixative if you like. But then I went from here, glued down my ribbon ends. Just going to attach that here. I did pop some foam dots on the back just for a bit of dimension. And a quick tip for removing your foam dots. This is the poker piercer tool that came in my Making Memories kit. And I can just simply poke the tip into there and that comes off. So no more putzing around trying to get all of these off by peeling them. You just use your poker tool and they all come right off. So now my tree is going into place right there. Now on my last one I used a bit of Flower Soft, but on this one I think I want to go with some lavender glitter. I'll pull back in my everyday paper, and this is just called the Pastel Party Mix, and we're going to use a lavender one. And to make this happen, I am going to use some of my Flower Soft glue, only because I do like this precision point applicator. So we're just going to add a little glitter here and there throughout our tree. Nothing major. Now, you know, someone is saying, why didn't you glitter your tree before you put it on? Because I don't want to get a mess all over my hands. Nah, they're purple enough already. So there's that. And I'm just going to take some extra paper and press that down. And then it's only going to stick where I have that lovely Flower Soft glue. But I want to make sure it's not going to come sailing off my card when I least expect it. So there we are, and it actually kind of looks like Flower Soft glitter. And there it is with just a little pop of light shining off of there. You can see the three-dimensional bit of it right there. Oh, gorgeous! Okay, moving on to how to make that large card that's going to mat this one. Remember that? We're going to there. So now I've tried to set this up so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. First, we're going to start with my A plate, then my well-used B plate. I'm putting my paper down face up, and then I'm putting this die that I want to use face down onto it because I'm cutting into my B plate, but because I want my die to extend the length of this paper and it's not long enough, I'm going to take some of that fabulous red rubber that I talked about in a previous episode, and I'm just going to line it up so that it is under the tips of the bottom. So now my die is only going to cut up to where the red rubber is. On top of that goes my C-plate, and the whole sandwich comes through my machine. Again, the beauty of it is it stops at that rubber, and I'm going to back it out. And now I'm going to remove this, because you can see that part has already cut. The bottom part didn't, and that would make something cute if you only wanted half of it done. But because I want my entire thing cut, I'm now going to place this back down, lining up where my cut place is, and working from, I should probably turn this around because I'm going to cut going in this direction. So I'm going to line up this at the bottom, and that looks pretty good right there. Slide my red rubber in down here because that's already been cut, and put my C-plate back on top, hold my sandwich down, and take it back up to the rubber where it's going to automatically stop. I back this out, and voila, a nice long die from a short one. And now, sorry about that. So now if you don't own the really big dies, it's okay, because you can get one just by lining it up using that fabulous red rubber. Then the second part of this was running it through one of the wonderful new holiday Cuttlebug folders. And this one is a swirl snowflake mix. And because I only wanted portions of this, I put in the part that I wanted. And I took my same red rubber and placed it where I wanted my embossing to stop. And there is the top part, nicely embossed. My card is going to cover this, so it didn't need it, but I didn't stop there. I took some of my Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress ink, and I took a bit of my cut and dry foam, which I do like using, and rubbed it over the top, and then I took that and rubbed it just over the embossed edge of my design. Pops it out, brings it right to life. And then I did take it along the edges of the card, just so it wouldn't look naked. Although my son thinks that's cool. Mom, they're naked. Okay. Issues down the road. And then once I had done that, I still couldn't leave it alone. I went back to my Pearl X interference, gave a nice little dip into some of that lovely powder. Got a bit much that time. So now you have something that has gone from being nice to being wow. And there it is. So that's the end with the Pearl X. That is the end without. And here, hopefully, you're getting a nice look at the shimmer that's added to that. So once I take my black card and place that on top, I now have a large die that complements the pattern. And I didn't need to buy one. Gotta love it when it all works out together. Thank you so much for joining me in the lab today as we took a look at Distress Inks, Pearl X Interference Powder, Nestabilities, and Cuttlebug folders. I took this, embossed it, cut it out, put it on the card back, then extended my normal Nestability die, made it larger so that I could make either a larger card or a larger focal point on my scrapbook page without having to purchase a larger die. Please visit me at inkallusions.blogspot.com for more ideas and look for more Cuttlebug holiday folders to come your way. Until then.